back from our impromptu trip to Nashville, and we had such an incredible experience. If you missed that, you can go check out last week's video. But for now, we are in the addition build and we are officially ready to finish the inside so that Nevaeh, our oldest, can finally move in. So we are picking up where we left off and we are so excited to see it done.
The last time we were getting some work done here in our home addition project, we were working on this shower. This is the final big project that we have in our home addition. We got some of the tile put up before things came to an abrupt halt. We're going to continue on with that process today. I'm hoping in the next few days the shower is completely wrapped up. All right, Mama, here we go. Can we get this wrapped up?
2 days.
Don't jinx it.
Running from your mind, and with each day it's getting harder to unwind, harder to unwind. You can lay it all on me. You can lay.
Thank you, my little sous chef.
First wall's done.
2 more to go.
Yeah. But this one looks really good.
Thank you.
All right, we got the first wall done and now we are going to jam up the center wall. Nevaeh has been coming in and out, just bringing some stuff up here. She is starting to move a few things in, but she doesn't seem to be in a massive hurry to move in, which is kind of nice.
That is nice.
It's nice that she's not just like, I'm moving out.
Move, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, so we, however, are in a pretty big hurry because once we're done in here, we have a lot of work on the outside to do.
Fantastic. Making good progress here. Melissa and I were just talking about the fact that it feels so great. Dare I say it feels good even to get back to work. I'm back to my normal Idaho clothes, when we're dress clothes from the mall. Very happy. The air here is so fresh. It feels great, Mama.
The fact that Jeremy had to wear mall clothes was like the torture of his life.
It wasn't torture, it's just
one
of my goals in coming out here to Idaho was to abandon at least a part of our old lives and make sure that I didn't have to dress up ever again, formally anyway.
It was like one shirt.
All right, last piece for wall number 2. This wall came together really well.
It did.
It looks good. Very happy with it.
It's starting to look like a shower.
It is.
One more wall.
One more. For this third wall in the shower, we have a number of protrusions that we have to deal with. I'm gonna have to cut around. There's actually a specialized drill bit that I have to punch holes for things like this little bottom nubbin here. So we're gonna go run out, grab that, and start cutting. Liking the tile, man? Huh? Am I doing a good job? What do you think?
All right, we have come to the shower valve. Now, this is falling in kind of an awkward spot because the entire circle is going to be in the center of one piece. Now, the bottom section is really thin. So if we make the circle in just one piece, we're afraid that that bottom section being so thin is going to break out. So what we're probably going to do is make 2 pieces with a seam in the middle, like a C and then a backward C, and then we'll squish them together to make a circle.
Yeah, it's not an ideal place to put a seam, but I really see no way of see what I did there? So I think it's gonna work. It's really the only thing I can think to do. I guarantee that if I try to cut out a circle, because we have like 3/4 of an inch here and maybe 3/8 of an inch out of the bottom, that this whole thing will try to break. At least that's the risk that you run. So in order to alleviate that risk, 2 pieces it is.
We'll see.
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That
Too
was
much. Yeah,
really dumb. Well, that was a pretty complicated cut, but Jeremy got it done perfectly, and he still has the other side to do, but for tonight, it's quitting time because it's dinner time. So we're gonna go in and spend some time with the family. Tomorrow we should be able to blast up this wall, no problem. I don't even think it's gonna be a half a day's work, which is good because we actually have something else on our agenda for the week. Jeremy has officially gotten through all of the tough cuts he got around the shower valve today, and the only other cut that we have left is the actual shower head. So we're gonna be able to buzz up this wall really quickly, and then we will be 100% done installing tile. Now we can't grout today because all of the tile needs to be totally dry. So instead we're gonna head outside because we have another project out there, which is great because it's actually a really beautiful day.
Right, we have made it all the way up to our final piece here in the shower. We're having to work around the shower head protrusion. Our piece that is going to be set there is already cut to the proper length and width. You can see we had to rip it down because it is narrow. What we're going to do to drill that hole is mock this up in place, mark where it is we need our hole roughly, and then I'm going to take this downstairs. I'll show you this specialized drill bit that we have for getting the job done and putting the perfect hole in your ceramic or any kind of tile. We have our mark made on our tile where we need our hole. What we're going to be using is, again, this specialized drill bit that's made specifically for tile. It's got a rough, I think, diamond edge to it. And then there's a second part that you actually set on your tile. You can see the hole through there. The drill bit fits right in that hole. There's a gasket on the bottom side to create somewhat of a seal on your tile because you want to put water in this little reservoir on the top end and make sure that this bit stays nice and cool, cuts a clean hole through your tile. Let's get going. You know what, I will say this shower is a total testament to improvement in your skills because we built 3 showers on this property now and each time has gotten better and better. This one, as far as tile installation goes, was by far the smoothest and I think looked the best, turned out great.
We are still trying to get caught up after last week's trip, and this week we literally have no food in the house because we just got right back to work, but thankfully my Factor box arrived yesterday and now we have lunch. It's like Christmas in July or August. It's always like Christmas when our Factor box arrives. Over the past couple of years, Factor has been such a lifesaver and a time saver because they provide us with fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals that are delivered right to our door, which means we can go from hungry to eating a hot and fresh meal in 2 minutes flat with no prep, no mess, and zero cleanup. With Factor, there's something for every lifestyle or taste preference because Factor offers keto, calorie, smart, vegan, and veggie, and protein plus options, and Factor never gets boring because they offer 35 plus chef-prepared and dietitian-approved weekly options. So there is always something new to try. And you can round out your meal with their assortment of over 60 nutrition-packed add-ons. I can't believe I'm saying this, but fall is literally just around the corner, which means cozy weather, back to school, and of course, all of the holidays. So why not simplify your life right now and help get those nutrition goals on track? So whether you're trying to save trips on the grocery store, cut out on takeout at work, take the guesswork out of clean eating, or maybe you just want a hot meal that you would never otherwise cook for yourself, definitely give Factor a try. Just go to factor75.com and use our code GoodSimpleLiving50 to get 50% off your first box and then 20% off your next box while your subscription is active. This afternoon, we are out in our beautiful, productive, lush, picturesque, magazine quality, Joanna Gaines, eat your heart out garden. The only problem is our garden is actually a total mess this year. So this year, our garden is completely overgrown. We've been avoiding the hornets. They are the worst they've been in years out here in North Idaho, and so that has meant that we haven't been doing a lot of gardening, and it is a total mess. So there is so much food buried underneath the weeds and the overgrown plants. So today we're going to try to get a handle on that. It's so embarrassing to even show you guys this garden space, but this is the reality of what our life looks like right now. It's kind of chaotic, but it's still good. So we're gonna get to work and it's gonna be great. So since the family has already started weeding, I'm gonna give you guys a quick little garden tour. This is our strawberries. Obviously they're done for the season. Those actually looked good all year. This was our lettuce bed. I think currently there are about 10 baby lettuces, so we should have salad again in a week or so. It's not nearly as much as we wanted, but we didn't get them replanted. This used to be arugula, and this is a mess. We're gonna clear this out. Ignore that. We've got our giant sunflowers. It's so fun to grow these because not only are they really cool looking, but they actually make great sunflower seeds, and we like to roast them, and it's really fun. And then we've got zucchini here. Our zucchini froze twice this year because we actually had a frost in June, which was really brutal, but we did get a few more planted, and we are getting some zucchini, which is great. These are beans that were supposed to be Blue Lake bush beans. That's what the package said. Well, it turns out that they're pole beans, and that stinks because they weren't trellised because they were supposed to be bush beans, and they just all tangled with each other. So we're gonna have to dig for beans, but they're in there. This is our carrot bed. Carrots are awesome. They're so sweet and so good, and they're doing really, really well. Unfortunately, so are the weeds in this bed, so they're starting to choke out the carrots a bit. We're gonna thin those, and it should be great. And then over here, these were supposed to be cucumbers and those tiny little button ornamental pumpkins. But what we ended up growing again, we got some really wonky seeds this year. Our little button ornamental pumpkins turned into gigantic jack-o'-lanterns. So now we have massive pumpkins growing, which I think ultimately is going to be a blessing. Ultimately, it's going to be really fun. And then over here, we've got tomatoes. We've got Romas and beefsteaks and cherry tomatoes. The cherry tomatoes are doing awesome. The Romas are all starting to turn red, and the beefsteaks need to be pruned really badly. All of the tomatoes need to be pruned really badly. So that's definitely on my list to do as well. So like I said, there actually is, although it doesn't look like it, there is a lot of food growing in here, and we're really passionate about growing our own food and providing for our family and eating healthy.
Beautiful bouquet of what was arugula.
Get out of here with that. So, okay, we really dropped the ball this year. We've been gardening for a long time, since our kids were born, since they were very, very small. And it is something that we feel very, very passionately about because we know what we're eating when we grow it, and we love to can and preserve for the winter. So we're gonna do better.
We say this every year, I feel like. We used to give talks at conferences about gardening and how to garden.
It's true.
It's been a hobby of ours for a really long time, something we're really passionate about. I think just with how busy we have been, and again, I say this every year, things just keep falling to the wayside. It's so frustrating. Next year, we definitely need a greenhouse. Between all the frost issues, weather issues we had in late spring and early summer, we just have to do better. Unacceptable.
We're going to do better. Next year, we pledge to do better. We're gonna do better starting right now. Whoops.
Little overripe.
Missed that one. We can turn it into muffins.
I have a tendency to laugh at all the wrong moments. Sometimes I forget the words to my own song. Not the silent type for an exit sign or a yellow brick road. You are the one thing that I know. It's in the wine we drink. Dirty dishes in the kitchen sink. And the lights go out till the sun comes up. We are not alone. It's in the miles we drive.
Thank you for your help. It's not perfect.
Never having to say goodbye to things we tell each other.
The size of that thing, huh?
Saying a word.
It's impressive. I've seen bigger.
Me too.
we were back in the bathroom and we were getting some grout put into our tile, which is all cured, nice and solid up on the walls. Looks great. Like we mentioned, we're gonna start out by getting all of our wedgies and our spacers knocked out of all of our gaps, because those obviously can't be there. For the grout, what color are we using, Mama?
DeLorean.
Dolores.
No, DeLorean.
Dolores.
Like, no, DeLorean. Like the DeLorean.
Back to the future. Where we're going, we don't need roads. So it's kind of a light gray to match the tile. It's gonna offer up, I think, a little bit of contrast. We need to get this in so this can cure overnight, and then finally we can get everything caulked off, add fixtures, and then we'll be done. Save the wedgies.
For the next shower?
No more showers.
That's so short.
What do you think of that color?
I think it's...
Plop, pop.
I think it's a really close color match, which is going to make the tile look more
solid.
One piece. Yeah.
Would you prefer the contrast?
We have a lot of iron in our water, so I definitely wouldn't go light. Otherwise, you end up with orange grout, which is not a good look.
Could have gone like black though.
I think that would have looked like too masculine, so I think this is probably good.
Yeah, doesn't matter at this point. It's in now.
Yeah.
You're gonna end up with more on the bottom of the tub than you are on the walls.
This is like kinetic sand, and it is the same. It's the same consistency of it, so it's just kind of falling off the paddle.
Doing great. All right, Mama, let's call that good for now. Let's see if you're sponge worthy.
I am sponge worthy.
You got it. There you go. Yeah, okay. Slightly wet. Wash the mess.
Definitely started to dry at the top. Well, we got all the grout in, and actually now that I see it, I don't hate it. I think it looks kind of nice, actually. Like, I sort of like not having a bunch of lines on it. It looks really clean, and I think it'll be really timeless. Black would have looked cool, but I'm afraid that it would age and it would date, and we do plan on being here forever. So I like it. I like how it turned out. I got my arm workout for the day. So for now, we're just gonna let this dry, and then we can do all the caulking and the plumbing.
I've learned how to hide inside this dark cafe. Put my headphones on and I stare into space, wrestling thoughts till they fall into place. And I hope they don't need an escape, but you're calling me and you wanna catch up. When I'm short on sleep and I keep getting stuck on old memories that hit me like a truck, but I can't keep on pushing my luck. So until I'm better, maybe we could...
Okay, all of our white caulk is in. That went around all of our borders, I guess you'd say, top, bottom, sides, for these inside corners here on either side. Either side.
Each side. Wait, okay. Let's stop right here.
Oh my goodness.
Jeremy and I have a debate. This is going to take us back in time. Team Melissa or Team Jeremy? Jeremy says that if you're talking about both sides of something, that you say either.
Either or both?
No.
Either works.
Each. If you're saying we caulked each side, that means you did both of them, right? So he says either. And I told him that either means one or the other. If you caulked either side, you caulked one or the other.
This is my wife.
If you caulked both sides or each side, you did both of them, right?
This is what I deal with.
So can either be used for both sides, or do you say each when you mean both?
Caramel. Okay, you get to say nothing. Either way, gray caulk, inside corners, we're about to get it done.
Okay, I don't like the way this corner came together.
You can mash it down on the wall. All right, Mom, there you go. You like it?
Yeah, that looks awesome. Looks like a shower.
Looks sharp. Very modern.
Yeah. All right, get the shower curtain.
Woo!
Done. And just like that, the inside of the addition build that we have been working on over the past 18 months is complete. It's still incredible to look around something that you built and remember all the nails and the studs and the layers and the long hours that went into it. A list that was once a mile long is suddenly complete. But yet there are no fireworks or grand finale. It's just quietly ready for its purpose. We still have a really long way to go on this project as a whole. But for today, we are so content in knowing that we built something together that will now go on to bless the ones that we love. This space will house our children as they grow and as they discover who they are and who they hope to be. And then later, it will welcome them and their own families back to the place that they called home.